Modern life feels like it's always on fast forward, doesn't it? Poor sleep, feeling tired all the time, a sense of anxiety that just won't quit. Unexplained aches, and energy levels that never seem to bounce back. So many people are dealing with these exact things, without ever knowing what's really going on behind the scenes. And very often there's a silent culprit at play: cortisol. You've probably heard of it. It's known as the stress hormone. But here's the thing: cortisol itself isn't the enemy. In fact, our bodies can't function properly without it. Our bodies can't function properly without it. It helps regulate our sleep-wake cycle, gives us a boost of energy when we face a challenge, helps control our blood pressure, influences our metabolism, and even supports our immune system when we're in danger. Cortisol acts like our body's internal alarm system, getting us ready to respond when we need to. The real problem starts when that alarm never, ever turns off. When cortisol stays elevated for long stretches, it stops being helpful and starts being disruptive. It becomes toxic to our internal balance and can affect nearly every single system in our body. We get trapped in a constant state of high alert, even during times when we should be resting and recovering. This video is going to uncover 8 hidden signs of high cortisol signals that are often overlooked but are clear messages from your body that something needs to change. One of the very first signs of high cortisol is insomnia and sleep that just doesn't feel restorative. Your body feels exhausted, but your mind is still racing 100 miles an hour. Sleep becomes shallow, interrupted, and fragmented. You might find yourself waking up several times during the night or waking up super early in the morning without feeling rested at all. This happens because elevated cortisol messes with the production of melatonin, which is the hormone that regulates our sleep. When cortisol stays high at night, your body struggles to get into that deep, restful state. The result is terrible sleep quality and days that are just marked by complete and utter exhaustion. Next up, stubborn belly fat. So many people follow strict diets, they exercise regularly, and they still notice that persistent fat around their midsection. High cortisol actually encourages the storage of what's called visceral fat. This is the fat that accumulates deep within your abdominal region, wrapped around your internal organs. And visceral fat isn't just a cosmetic issue. It's metabolically active and is strongly linked to serious health problems like diabetes, high blood pressure, and cardiovascular disease. Even if you're controlling your calories, elevated cortisol can completely block your body from reducing fat in this specific area. This is one of the main reasons why stress-related weight gain so often targets the abdomen. Sign number 3 is constant anxiety and irritability. Cortisol directly impacts your brain chemistry. It interacts with neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, which are the chemicals that regulate your mood, your motivation, and your emotional stability. When your cortisol is out of whack, your emotional balance becomes incredibly fragile. You might experience persistent anxiety, a very low tolerance for frustration, sudden mood swings, and just a constant state of irritability. Your nervous system stays overstimulated, as if there's always some danger right around the corner. Over time, this state completely drains your emotional resilience. The 4th sign is hair loss and premature aging. Excess cortisol interferes with the production of collagen. Collagen is absolutely essential for your skin's strength and elasticity, and for the structure of your hair. When cortisol remains elevated, your skin can become thinner, your hair follicles weaken, and you might notice a significant increase in hair shedding. Your nails might become brittle, and you could even see fine lines appearing earlier than you'd expect. This isn't just about cosmetic aging. It's a reflection of an internal hormonal imbalance. Next, we have chronic fatigue that never seems to resolve. High cortisol keeps your body in that high alert mode. At first, this might create a feeling of being stimulated like you're wired. But eventually, it leads to total exhaustion. Your energy reserves get completely depleted, and your recovery slows way down. You might wake up feeling tired, stay fatigued throughout the entire day, and yet you still struggle to relax at night. It feels like you're a battery that can never, ever fully charge. And this kind of fatigue isn't something that can be solved by just getting more rest, because the underlying stress response is still active. Sign number 6 is high blood pressure and palpitations. Cortisol makes your body retain more sodium and water, and this directly raises your blood pressure. When it's combined with adrenaline, cortisol can also trigger heart palpitations. Your heart might feel like it's racing, skipping beats, or pounding in your chest, even when you're not doing any physical activity. These sensations can happen even when you're just sitting down and resting. Over time, this constant stimulation on your cardiovascular system significantly increases your health risks. Then there's poor concentration and memory issues. The hippocampus is a region in your brain that's responsible for memory and learning. And excess cortisol has a really negative effect on this area. Your focus becomes unstable and your mental clarity just evaporates. You might find yourself forgetting why you walked into a room, or you might read a page of a book without retaining any of the information. You could struggle with making even simple decisions. Your mind just feels scattered, unorganized, and completely overloaded. This cognitive fog is a very common but often underestimated sign of a stress hormone overload. And finally, sign number 8. Frequent infections and low immunity. In short-term stress situations, cortisol actually supports your immune system. But when its levels stay high for a long time, the effect completely reverses. Your immune system becomes suppressed. You might start catching colds, the flu, and other infections much more frequently. Wounds might heal more slowly, and inflammation can increase throughout your body. Your body just becomes more vulnerable. This is one of the clearest signs that stress is no longer helping you adapt. It's actively harming you. The modern lifestyle really has a lot to answer for. Late nights, poor sleep, too much caffeine, constant pressure, and emotional overload over time, this all adds up to a biological cost. Muscle pain, weight gain, anxiety, low productivity, and difficulty maintaining healthy relationships. Often the root cause isn't obvious, but cortisol imbalance is the thread that connects all of these effects. So, how do we lower cortisol naturally? The very first step is awareness. Getting a medical evaluation and proper testing is essential to know what you're dealing with. Alongside professional guidance, there are natural habits you can build that will help regulate your cortisol levels. Light physical activity is incredibly supportive. Think walking, stretching, or yoga. Breathing techniques and meditation are powerful tools for calming your nervous system. A consistent sleep routine is absolutely critical. Go to bed early, make your room dark, and reduce stimulation at night. You should also limit your intake of caffeine and ultra-processed foods. Certain herbs, calming teas, and specific foods can also support stress regulation naturally. Now, these changes don't act instantly, but their cumulative effect over time is incredibly powerful. Your body is communicating with you constantly. High cortisol doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It builds up over time, sometimes quietly and sometimes very, very loudly. Recognizing these 8 signals is the first and most important step toward restoring your body's balance. When you do, your energy will improve, your mental clarity will return, and your health will stabilize. The body is always speaking. The real question is, are you listening to its signals? Thanks for watching. If this video was helpful, please give it a like and subscribe for more tips on taking back control of your health. See you next time.